We are nearly halfway through the season and it is heating up as those playoff teams are fighting for those spots, and we just crossed the New Year mark. So what is each team's New Year's resolution? And we'll start with the Atlanta Hawks. They're 14-19, 5 games below 500, and they've got a big problem. They brought in DeJounte Murray a year and a half ago to complement Trae Young. They thought he's a defensive piece, he should be able to help, but no, it hasn't gone that way. DeJounte Murray hasn't been good defensively, and they still have the same problems, being 5th in offense and 27th in defense. So what would their New Year's resolution be? I think if they get a star that complements Trae Young, then that would help, or they blow it up. They need some clarity here. It's DeJounte Murray versus Trae Young. Who are you getting out of here to get that complementary star? Good luck, Hawks fans. The next team, the Boston Celtics. It is clear what they need to do this year. It's win a championship. They've been to multiple conference finals in the last few years, and they just need to get over the hump. The Brooklyn Nets, they're 15-20. They were 15-15, but they've been on a 5-game losing streak. And what doesn't make sense is why are they trying to tank to lose? They threw that game against the Bucks for no reason, resulting in them getting a fine that they could have avoided if they just played the players. Just why? It's not like you want to rebuild, as you don't have any of your own first round picks because of the Kyrie and Kevin Durant trades. We need some clarity on Ben Simmons. He went out early, but they were playing really well early because of that defensive versatility they get with a big point guard who can defend 1 through 5. Even sometimes he can match up against bigs or match up against point guards. He's a great defensive player. And is he the piece for the Brooklyn Nets? The Charlotte Hornets, it's simple. They're 8-24, but LaMelo Ball is a stellar piece. And will he stay healthy? That's all they need, really. They need to continue building with Brandon Miller and LaMelo Ball and Mark Williams, and hopefully LaMelo Ball can stay healthy enough for them to develop. The next team, the Chicago Bulls, they're 15-21 right now, and it's simple. New Year's resolution, just blow it up. All Chicago fans want it. They want the team to be blown up. They want to trade Levine, they want to trade Vooch and DeMar, and just kickstart the rebuild. It's been long enough. They have holden to this core way too long. They might not get the best return for them, but they need to do it. The Cleveland Cavaliers, 19-15 on the season so far, and it's simple. Donovan Mitchell is doubting whether Cleveland is a team for him. So what do they need? They need Evan Mobley to take that superstar leap. He hasn't shown it this season, and we've been waiting. So soon enough, he's going to have to step up his offensive game and get it to start clicking, because if not, Donovan Mitchell will ask out, and I don't think without Donovan Mitchell they are even a playoff caliber team. The next team, Dallas Mavericks, 20-15. They got this great backcourt, Luka and Kyrie, but they don't have a good perimeter defender. Derek Lively has been great for them, being everything they want at the center position. They also need a little bit of center depth there and a little bit of forward depth, but if they could get a big forward that's great on the perimeter, like a Jared Vanderbilt, a Jaden McDaniels from the Timberwolves, archetype like that, then that would help them a lot. Moving on to the Denver Nuggets. All they need to do is stay healthy. We've already seen problems with Murray and injuries to their starting 5. If they don't go into the playoffs with that full starting 5 healthy, they ain't winning the championship. So they need to stay healthy. The next team is the Detroit Pistons, and they have been horrible this season. They broke the record for the worst losing streak in NBA history, all while having the number 1 pick of a few years ago and having a decent group of talent around that, which includes Asar Thompson, Jalen Duren, and Jaden Ivey, and yet they aren't able to win games. You can't be having your own fans tell the team to sell the team, because you aren't going to be a good franchise for a very long time. You're going to lose fans, and it won't be sustainable. The next team, the Golden State Warriors, they're 16-17 on the season, and their New Year's resolution has to be to get the old Wiggins back. He used to be in the starting lineup, they cut him from that, and they're starting to be a little bit better. They got Clay and he's playing better, but they need Wiggins and Clay to come back and be them old selves, and they also need Draymond Green to get his act together. You can't be acting out when your team has championship aspirations. And you're letting Steph Curry down, he's done nothing wrong, and he's been carrying. Next team, the Houston Rockets. They're 17-15, and they need to see Jalen Green take that leap. Because Jalen Green, he's due for a contract extension, I believe, this upcoming summer. And do you really want to give him a supermax the way he's been playing? I don't think so. The Indiana Pacers were really good, and then they fell off a little bit after that in-season tournament, but they've come back, and they're 19-14. Got one of the best offenses of all time with Tyrese leading the show, but the worst defense. So what do they need? They need some additional perimeter players that can just defend. They need to get a complimentary superstar to also help Tyrese, because Tyrese has been balling, but they need someone else. Next team, Los Angeles Clippers, 21-12. They just need one thing that they haven't been able to do, and I don't think they'll be able to do this season. Keep the stars healthy. As simple as that. The Lakers, what they need, they're 17-18, just lost to the Heat last night. Upgrade the 2 and 3 positions, the shooting guard and small forward, with two-way players. At the moment, they have D'Angelo Russell, who is a terrible perimeter defender, and Austin Reeves is average. So whenever they come up against the better perimeter players in the league, they get burned. And that's their third and fourth best player, arguably, and Rui Hachimura is the same position as LeBron, both bulky power forwards, Rui and LeBron. So they need to see if they could manufacture a trade to upgrade the 2 and 3 position to two-way players that play both ends of the floor. Next team, the Grizzlies. I think if they can make the play-in this year, they should be really happy, because they're 11-23 and they're down a hole after Desmond Bane and Jaren Jackson Jr. did a crap job at trying to keep them afloat. Honestly, if they make the play-in, they should be very happy with that. I know some Grizzlies fans kind of just want them to suck so that they get the lottery pick, because it's very unlikely with how competitive the West is to actually do that. But if they do, then that's great for them. Next team, the Miami Heat, 2014. It's simple. They tried it so many times. Get another star. Jimmy Butler cannot continue to be him every single time. Make it to the finals or conference finals and you say, oh, we just didn't have the firepower. That's what you need to fix right now, right here. A player like a Lauri Markkanen could help. Jimmy Butler and Lauri Markkanen would be kind of crazy, not going to lie. Now the next team, the Bucks, 24-10. Good record. But whenever they go up against the best perimeter players like Tyrese Halliburton, who has beat them 4 times, they get burned. So they need more perimeter defense. You can't run out a backcourt of Damian Lillard and Malik Beasley and expect we'll be okay. Okay, maybe you'll be okay against some of the worst backcourts, but you're not going to be okay against the Tyrese's, the Ja Morants, the Steph Curry's. You're just going to get burned. So next team, the Timberwolves, 24-9. They need to improve their half-court offense. As simple as that. But honestly, this is very nitpicky. I know they're not very good at it, but the reason they don't really need to be good at it, because they force turnovers with their defense, with Rudy Gobert and Anthony Edwards and Jaden McDaniels, and their elite defense on the other side of the ball. So it's like, okay, if you could do this, it'll make you a true contender in the West. But, like, you're doing what you're seeing the progression year from year, because last year was crap, and now you're the first seed in the West, so good job Timberwolves. Next team, the New Orleans Pelicans. It's as simple as this. So you need Zion to get fit and stay healthy. 2 words, get and stay. He isn't fit right now. He's kind of trash at the moment. He's playing at good levels, but you can see fatigue's out of games. You can't do that when you're like 23, I think Zion is. You just can't do that. Your team needs you. You're 21-14. Last year you were the 1 seed in the West, 30 games in. Right now you're not that, because you ain't able to get in shape. So Zion needs to get fit and stay healthy for the Pelicans, or they just need to trade him. Next team, the New York Knicks. They just made a trade, 19-15 on the season. But after trading away RJ Barrett and Emmanuel Quickly, who both gave you about 30 points, both of them together, and Anunoby going to give you about 15, you still have 15 points that ain't equated for. So how are they going to compensate for that? They need to get another scorer after the Anunoby trade. So I'm thinking, you got your Brunson at your 1, you got 2 at your 2, Anunoby, good job. That's your 1 and 2 for your championship team if you're going for that. Then you got 4, Randall, if he can be consistent in the playoffs, good. And then at 5, you got Robinson. So who's at the 3? If you can get Lauri Markkanen, then that'll be sweet. He plays a little bit of defense, great offensive player. That's your team. That could maybe win your championship if Randall isn't. If Randall's not hitting, then you need to upgrade that spot. Next team, the Oklahoma City Thunder. They're 23-10, and it's as simple as this. They have 16 picks in the next 4 years. You need to trade some picks. You can only have 14 to 15 players on a roster, and 16 picks, the math ain't mathin'. And you want to have Shea, Chet, Jalen Williams at least on the roster in 4 years' time, so you're going to have to trade quite a few of them. Trade some picks for some talent. Next team, the Orlando Magic. They're 19-15, taking a great leap to a playoff team this year, and all they need is some offense from their guards. Jalen Suggs being great this season, great defense, but they need some offense. Upgrading a Markelle Fultz will help them to a Malcolm Brogdon. If you just had a backcourt of Malcolm Brogdon, then you had Jalen Suggs, Franz Wagner, Paolo, and a Wendell Carter. I don't know, they'll be kind of disgusting, but that's up to the Magic organization because they're getting it right at the moment. Next team, Philadelphia 76ers. They need another star. Joel Embiid's going crazy, but we don't know if he'll do this in the playoffs, so having another bucket on the team, and I'm going to keep putting the name out there, Lauri Markkanen, even a Pascal Siakam. I don't know how that will work, having Tyrese, Kelly Oubre, then having Tobias Harris, a Pascal, and a Joel Embiid. I don't know if you could get the salaries to match there, but that's a pretty good roster right there. Next team, the Phoenix Suns. We've all heard the rumblings with Kevin Durant. They're 18-16 at the moment, but they need bench depth, as simple as that. They have problems. Kevin Durant's unsatisfied, but ever since Beal came back, they've looked alright. So I do have hope for the Phoenix Suns, but without that bench depth, and I know you only run a 5-man in the playoffs, but they're a 3-man roster at the moment. Eric Gordon's been good, but his offensive touches will go down, and then it kind of makes him a liability. And Grayson Allen only good in the offensive end. They need some defensive players as well. So it's up in the air with the Phoenix Suns. The next team, the Portland Trailblazers, 9-24, but they do need to fully start this rebuild. You gave Grant a bag in the offseason for basically no reason because you thought you were going to be able to keep Dame. So now you have to trade him. Who's going to want that contract? I don't know, but somebody will. If I know the Brooklyn Nets, they have Ben Simmons and he's kind of done nothing, so they have to decide whether they want to keep him or they want to trade him, but maybe that could be a potential trade scenario if they want to take on the bad contract of Ben Simmons and get a few picks for it. Jeremy Grant's a great player. If the Nets want to buy in on Mikal Bridges, I'm just putting it out there. But they need to trade Brogdon and Grant to truly rebuild, get a few first round picks for them. Sacremento Kings, 20-13. All they need is a star wing. They got Fox, they got Murray, they got Sabonis, they got Herter. They need to get that 3 spot filled. They got Monk off the bench. So if you get that 3 spot filled, you're chilling. Then the San Antonio Spurs, it's the same thing. Jeremy Sohan has been trash point guard for Wemby. Done nothing good for him. All they need to do is get him a true point guard. I'm saying as a Lakers fan, hey, you want D'Angelo Russell, he can feed the ball to Wemby all night. I don't know what that would entail. I'm just throwing it out there. But they need a true point guard who can distribute the ball to Wembanyama to help progress his progress and become the true superstar that he already looks to be. The Toronto Raptors, they just have to keep doing what they're doing. Continue to blow it up. Go into a rebuild phase. You won your championship with Kawhi. Be happy. You shouldn't have kept the pieces after that. Continue to blow it up and go into this new rebuild. The Utah Jazz, 16 and 19. They're kind of in the middle of nowhere. What are you doing? Are you blowing it up or are you building around Markkanen? That's what they have to decide this NBA trade deadline. Are you trading Markkanen or are you building around him? The Washington Wizards, 6 and 27. Are you going to continue to blow it up or are you going to continue to quickly try and get back to relevance? Jordan Poole is not playing up to expectations. 17 points, 41% from the field, 32% from 3, 2 rebounds, 4 assists and 1 steal. Can you expect positive regression when Jordan Poole is now the number 1 or 2 person on the scouting report? I don't know. I don't know if Jordan Poole was actually that good on the Warriors. He obviously helped them win a championship, but I watched him against the Lakers in that playoff series. Trash. He's got terrible decision making, so I don't know if he's some piece you would want to build around or if you'd want to shop him off to a contender who has some dead salary that they just want to trade for. And Kuzma, he is a good piece you can get some picks for. So if you really want to tank the Wizards, I'd trade anyone who could get you some draft compensation. But that will be it. You guys, tell me what you want to happen for your team, your New Year's resolution for them, and I'll see you guys in the next video.